In this tutorial, I'm showing you how to build forms in Weebly AI and link them to your n8n workflows. So there's a community node for Weebly. If you haven't done it already, you need to enable the verified community nodes in your admin panel in n8n so that you can actually install it. So let's go ahead and create ourselves a workflow and set it up with Weebly. So under the triggers, if you search for Weebly, you'll see a trigger, which is going to be, well, triggered every time you get a form submission on one of your Weebly forms. So let's go ahead and install this node right here, after which we can simply add it to our workflow. So you'll need to set up your credentials, and that's essentially your personal token in Weebly AI. So for this tutorial, I'm going to assume that you're somewhat familiar with Weebly AI and how it works. I'll leave a link to a general tutorial as well. If you haven't used the personal tokens yet, under settings, personal token, you can just create yourself a personal token. So let's call it n8n, create that personal token, and then we'll copy the token and paste that into our n8n configuration wizard. Press save, it's going to test that everything's fine, and we're good. And so basically, once you've done that, you can select the team for which you'll be listening to form submissions, and then you can search for any of the forms that you want to actually listen to, right? So let's go ahead and create ourselves a basic contact form in Weebly so that we can just use it as a test for this tutorial. So I just use one of the basic templates. It doesn't really matter for the moment. We'll just call this n8n tutorial so that we can easily find it back in the n8n search and hit the publish button. Okay. So now this form will be available from the dropdown right here. You might need to go out and go back into the setting, of course, depending on whether you're following me exactly. And then when we press execute step, it's going to listen for form submissions. So let's go ahead and create a submission so that you'll see what this looks like inside of n8n. So just type in my name, my email, this is my personal email address. If you have any questions, you know where to find me now. And of course, the message should be hello world, and we press submit. And then if we go into n8n, you see this is the output that you'll get from the community node. So you get your form ID, the ID of a response, when the response was created, and then of course your answer. So the label of the question, the value, and then the ID also of that specific question, should you ever need it. So basically you get all of the data that you got from your Weebly form. And from that point on, you can then just, well, do your n8n magic and connect to any of your workflows and nodes that you need to fit your business use case essentially. So this is how you set up Weebly together with n8n in a few simple steps. If you like these kind of videos, if you're looking for more tutorials, feel free to like and subscribe.